On News 5 Live, unions hold national emergency meetings ahead of Friday's budget presentation. Police Tribunal arrives at verdict in social media policy case. And gun violence continues unabated in Roaring Creek Village. Details of these stories and more coming up in tonight's newscast.
It's a fact that you can access unlimited services with Smart. Tired of being measured or cut off when you need to be connected? It's a fact that when you sign up for Smart's Plus plan, you get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data. And it's a fact that you can sign up with your group of up to 5 members for Smart's Share plans and up to 40 members for Smart's Enterprise plans for unlimited talk, text, and data. Smart has the true unlimited plans. That's a fact. Be smart and live smart.
In these challenging times, the one thing that is certain is that the Belize Bank Limited is here for you. There is nothing more important than your health and safety, and we continue to make every effort to make banking safer for you. Our staff is working around the clock to make sure you can do your banking conveniently 24/7 using our mobile banking app and online banking and keeping ATMs up and running. We value your relationship with us and are here to provide the support you need. First responders are also out there 24/7. Thank you, healthcare workers, security forces, firefighters, caregivers. You are all appreciated. Stay safe. We will get through this together. The Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
Preventing the spread of COVID-19 at work requires that businesses of all sizes and sectors put safety and health first. Managers and employees should conduct risk assessments to identify critical areas and procedures that put lives and businesses in danger. Here are 6 tips for creating a safe and healthy working environment. 1. Identify potential sources of virus transmission. 2. Determine who might be infected and how. 3. Discuss and decide prevention and control measures. 4. Make sure the safety equipment being used is right for the situation. 5. Implement, communicate, and test measures. 6. Keep records, review measures, and update when necessary.
We must all do our part to slow the spread. A safe and healthy workplace is a better workplace.
For more information, visit www.covid19.bz. A message from the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the National Trade Union Congress of Belize in collaboration with the International Labour Organization.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, April 7th. I am Marlene Cuellar. The Public Service Union held a series of emergency meetings today to discuss with its membership the position they will take regarding a proposed salary cut and increment freeze. Permission was granted by the Ministry of Public Service earlier today for government employees, those who belong to the labor organization, to get time off to attend the meeting. News 5 understands that an initial meeting was held via Zoom at midday, during which a vote was taken on whether the union should serve notice to government of an existing trade dispute. Of the 102 members in attendance, 71 voted in favor of serving notice on GOB. One member voted against the suggested course of action, and another 30 abstained from the exercise. Another virtual meeting was held at 3 this afternoon, which will be followed by a final meeting at 7 p.m. The PSU is galvanizing support ahead of Friday's budget presentation. As we have reported, the Briceño administration is in a logjam with the tripartite body that represents the Association of Public Service Senior Managers, the Belize National Teachers Union, and the Public Service Union. The PSU is led by President Gerald Henry, who appeared as a guest on Open Your Eyes on Tuesday morning.
In terms of focusing on the budget, the only discussion that we had is, I believe, in 2 areas where they would try to maintain the same amount of funds going to health, and also the same amount of funds, trying to get the same amount of funds going to education, and focusing on those 2, and perhaps looking at even the issue of police, the security aspect as well, the security budget, considering that we have crime is still very much a part of society today. So those would be the only 3 areas I believe that came up in the discussion relating to the budget and what the budget may look like. But the other things we are not certain. There was also a discussion that the goods and services will have to be decreased. There will be an increase in the percentage cut to goods and services from, I think it was 15% up to 20%, if I'm not mistaken. No? But that, again, will have to be done very carefully. Simply because the government has obligations that it has to meet, in terms of its social responsibility.
In other union news, the Belize National Teachers Union is hosting a two-day national convention during which new executives, including a first vice president, will be elected by Thursday. Senator Elena Smith, who is sitting president of BNTU, retains her seat as the post is unchallenged. It is expected that the issue of the proposed salary cut will also be a central discussion among members of BNTU. Police constables Chantel Berry and Aaliyah Wade have been fined by the police department after being found guilty earlier today by a disciplinary tribunal for appearing on our Open Your Eyes talk show. The pair spoke candidly of the discrimination they faced as law enforcement officers for wearing their hair in braids and dreadlocks. Notwithstanding a legal victory at the end of January, they were found to be in contravention of the department's media policy, which bars officers from speaking openly on professional issues.
Guilty as charged. This despite a favorable Supreme Court decision in a pioneering case against the Belize Police Department. That's the ruling handed down by Superintendent Raimundo Reyes, who adjudicated an internal matter brought before a tribunal this morning. Police constables Aaliyah Wade and Chantel Berry stood accused of breaching the rules of the law enforcement agency, which restricts officers from speaking on matters relating to the department. The infraction was committed on February 17th, when both officers appeared on Channel 5's Open Your Eyes morning show. They were among several claimants who had just won a suit against the BPD, which up until then had prohibited women from wearing their hair in braids or dreadlocks.
6 of us were together, and we came together because I can't understand, if I'm doing the proper thing and doing my job to the best of my ability, why my hair is a problem. I had it neat. The way I have my hair now is not the way I wear it at work. I wear it in one at the back. So I take it to the back and pin it up. It doesn't touch my color, and my hat fits.
The argument that was put forward by attorney Leslie Mendez on her client's behalf was well-founded, and Justice Sonia Young ultimately decided in their favor.
Justice Young gave a decision validating the positions of the female police officers and finding that indeed they violated their rights to freedom of conscience, freedom of expression, as well as freedom against discriminatory treatment. So essentially those were the findings of the court. This decision itself is certainly a celebration and again a validation of Black women's right to expression and to express their identity. And as the claimants also indicated, for them it was really to resist against the notion that Afro-textured hair and just generally characteristics and traits that are associated with persons of African descent are somehow not acceptable or not professional in the workspace.
In her own words, Police Constable Chantel Berry described the situation as an ongoing issue, particularly after Commissioner Chester Williams assumed office.
It's been a back and forth thing between us and the department. And, later down the line when he became the commissioner, it was sending out memos saying, well, it's time to cut the locks off, or giving us letters. Well, I received a letter saying that I had to remove my locks. And from there, it was on to being disciplinary charge within the department for not removing our locks. So I decided that, well, I'm already this far into it. I'm not going to back out now. I'm going to keep fighting and, push for what I believe in. And so here we are today after our victory, giving this talk to you guys now.
Regrettably, it was that same appearance that landed the pair of officers in hot water once again with the department. Following their participation as guests, internal charges were laid against Wade and Berry.
I don't want to go into much details where that is concerned because it is a matter before the tribunal. But we do have a media policy. And once you're going on any media platform and you're going to discuss matters pertinent to the police department, you must obtain permission from the Commissioner of Police. If it is that you're going to discuss your personal issue, then we don't really bother about that. And so we must understand that we do run a discipline force. or a discipline department, and it's expected that our members are going to adhere to the disciplinary structure of this organization.
News 5 is reliably informed that the fundamentals of that organization will once again be challenged, as the decision of the tribunal will be appealed before the National Security Commission, as well as the Supreme Court. The constitutional challenge will likely be for breach of freedom of expression. Both officers have since been fined $150 each, to be paid in 2 installments. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
Coming up, another shooting in Roaring Creek Village. Find out who the latest victim is as the violence continues in this community. Stay with us.
COVID-19 has forever changed our way of living and the way we do business. Now, our main priority is to stay connected with our families, friends, work, school, and business associates. Digi wants to advise all customers that we're resuming the suspension of services for non-payment for the current month's bill starting April 2021. Customers are advised to pay their February 2021 bill to avoid any interruption of services. If you're experiencing difficulties in making payments, we encourage you to visit any of our 13 Digi stores countrywide to make a convenient payment arrangement. Payments can also be made at any Digi agent countrywide or online through Atlantic Bank, Belize Bank, Heritage Bank, or National Bank of Belize. Digi remains committed to working with all our customers to ensure that they continue to enjoy the highest quality communication services by providing convenient payment options for all. Together, we will make it through. Digi, our national telecom, here for you.
We have a new name, but rest assured it's business as usual.
What about my checking accounts?
No change.
What about my savings accounts?
No change.
And my loan accounts?
No change.
What about branch locations?
Still the same.
And my American Airlines reward program?
Still there.
What about online banking?
New website, BelizeBankCorp.com, but same username and password.
And the mobile banking app?
New app, but same credentials.
What about that friendly smile?
It's still there. Belize Bank Corporation Limited. For more information, please visit BelizeBankCorp.com or call 227-2200.
Durante la pandemia de la COVID-19, un lugar de trabajo seguro y saludable es un lugar de trabajo mejor. Esto reduce el riesgo de transmisión del virus entre trabajadoras, trabajadores y clientes. Los lugares de trabajo inseguros agravan los problemas durante la pandemia. Aumento de la carga de trabajo, jornadas laborales más largas, aislamiento, violencia doméstica, estrés, ansiedad y depresión. Trabajar de manera segura protege a las personas, permite seguir operando y mantiene a las comunidades saludables. Usted puede hacer la diferencia siguiendo los siguientes pasos: usando máscaras para cubrir boca y nariz, respetando el distanciamiento físico de 6 pies, lavándose las manos con jabón durante al menos 20 segundos, siguiendo instrucciones y señalización de seguridad y salud, quedándose en casa si está enfermo, diciéndolo si no se siente seguro.
It takes all of us to slow the spread. A safe and healthy workplace is a better workplace.
Para obtener más información, visite www.covid19.bz. Un mensaje de la Cámara de Comercio e Industria de Belice y el Congreso Nacional de Sindicatos de Belice en colaboración con la Organización Internacional del Trabajo.
For the best built tools with the best performance and service, Hilti is the brand you can trust. Our warranty program is second to none. Hilti will repair or replace any tool that breaks as a result of materials or manufacturing defects for 20 years. Get 2 years of no-cost wear and tear coverage, including parts. Hilti, the best tools with the best coverage. Available at Benny's Quality and Savings.
As police officers, we are expected to continue to carry out our duties, trying our best to uphold and also to enforce the health regulations. The police department has an important role in the overall fight against this pandemic. We have been affected greatly as frontline workers, but now we have a vaccine to help us move forward as a country. I believe in the COVID-19 vaccine. I will take the vaccine when it's my turn. I urge you to take it too. Hashtag Get Vaccinated Belize.
It is my time
to protect your life.
Don't wait to vaccinate.
I believe in the COVID-19 vaccine.
Do not hesitate, Belize. Vaccinate. Be COVID-19 safe.
The vaccine is the best way to protect lives.
Don't wait. Vaccinate.
If you care,
love them,
protect them,
vaccinate them.
A teenager was injured in the third shooting that happened over 3 days in Roaring Creek Village. The victim fortunately survived the ordeal and is now recovering. Today, News 5 spoke with the teen's mom about the incident.
18-year-old Nelson Nunes Jr. was riding his bike in the Hattieville area of Roaring Creek Village when he came under fire by a man who got out of a vehicle and fired shots at him. His mother, Kimberly Nunes, says she heard the gunshots ring out around 9 on Tuesday night.
My son went to visit some friends and about 9 o'clock. Well, I was home, I was already in my bed and I heard the gunshot. And I said, in my mind again. And right after that, one call come in.
Nunes says that's when she found out that her son was the victim of those gunshots. Luckily, the teenager narrowly escaped with a graze to his neck and is now at home recovering.
He said, Miss Kim, that JR then shoot up at her, and after that I just break down. So she called back and she said, Miss Kim, you don't need to worry, he just got grazed. So the police gone and they pick him up and they come to my house and pick me up and we went to the hospital. They did an x-ray and thank God he was just grazed.
This is the third shooting and Nunes is the third person to be injured in Roaring Creek Village since Saturday. The first shooting happened on Saturday evening around 4 in Youngbank Road, where 41-year-old Clifford Hyde was shot and killed, and his daughter, 22-year-old Anya Galvez, was seriously injured and remains hospitalized. And then on Monday morning, a man fired several shots at two of Hyde's relatives in Roaring Creek. While those two persons escaped unhurt, police believe there is a connection to Saturday's deadly shooting. Today, Kimberly Nunes believes her son may not have been the intended target of this latest gun violence.
No, I don't think it's connected. I think he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Okay, so you think it's a case of wrong identity?
Well, I would have said a wrong identity, yes, because my son, you could interview the whole village and they tell you JR, that one humble person, he no mess with people. He just got his friends and house go hang out and back home to work and back home.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.
Police have arrested and charged 26-year-old Hugh Daniel Middleton of Roaring Creek Village for the murder of Clifford Hyde and the attempted murder of Anya Galvez on Saturday, April 4th. Middleton was arraigned today in the Belmopan Magistrate Court on charges of murder, attempted murder, dangerous harm, and use of deadly means of harm. The shooting occurred at a family gathering on the Youngbank Road. The allegations are that Hyde got into an argument with a man who was also hanging out on the property, and when Hyde was departing, Middleton took out a gun and fired the fatal shots. On Friday, police acting on a tip about drugs at a home of an expat on Placencia found small quantities of cocaine and weed. ACP Joseph Maivet told the press about their findings.
Placencia police visited the home of one Michael Giles, 59 years Canadian national, to conduct searches. Where upon arrival, police did conduct searches on his home where a total of several different amounts of crack cocaine were found inside his home, being 128 grams and 208 grams of crack cocaine, as well as 129 grams of cannabis were found. He has since been arrested and charged for the drugs found at his residence.
After the break, a popular radio personality needs blood. Find out how you can help Armin Arana when we return. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
As a new mom, there are moments of pride, joy, and doubt. Yes, doubt. Has he slept enough? Does she have everything that she needs? Will she be okay in the sun? These doubts come from love. For the good of baby, 2 servings of Nestum are full of all the goodness and naturalness of the cereals that your baby needs to blossom. That's one less thing to worry about. Nestum, it's all good, Mom.
Learn more online with Nestle Baby and Me.
Telecom, the beer of Belize.
What does live and let live mean to you?
Live and let live means everyone having the freedom to be themselves.
Live and let live means that I can be a mother and have a career.
It means treating people the way you would want to be treated.
And making sure your business is accessible for all Belizeans.
It means that everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect.
It means to love your children no matter what.
It means to support people who face discrimination.
It means that men and women should be treated equally at work.
It means that everyone is able to contribute to building Belize.
It means saying no to all forms of discrimination.
It means love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Live and let live. Respect for all Belizeans.
A workplace that is healthy and safe protects you and those depending on you at home. Prevent the spread of COVID-19 at work by following these steps. Always practice safe and healthy habits, like keeping your work environment clean and disinfected. Adapt working conditions and methods to reduce the risk of infection. Use personal protective equipment properly at all times. Speak up if you do not feel safe, because your safety and health is the priority. Frontline workers are exposed to a higher risk and need particular attention. Cooperate with and support them.
It takes all of us to stop the spread. A safe and healthy workplace is a better workplace.
For more information, visit www.covid19.bz. A message from the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the National Trade Union Congress of Belize in collaboration with the International Labor Organization.
It is regretful that union leaders refuse to compromise. Because they reject a cut in salary for public officers, the entire country will suffer. Thousands of Belizeans lost their jobs 1 year ago. Thousands of Belizeans took pay cuts of up to 50%. The private sector has been hardest hit, but together they struggled and are still struggling. They understand that the situation is unprecedented. They understood that we had to change our lives for the good of our families and our country. Public officers have taken no pay cuts even when they work from home. Teachers took no pay cuts even though schools are closed. Nobody loves a pay cut. Nobody is happy about it, but some understood and some chose not to. We are sorry that the union leaders have chosen this time to showboat and to pretend that they are in charge. It is a bad decision and a selfish one. Together, we will find a way forward. This is not the time for political agendas or showboating. This is not the time for protests. It is the time for real progress. Your PUP government is serious about nation building. The work continues.
Our media colleague Armin Arana is hospitalized and needs your help. The veteran radio announcer fell ill and is now in need of 13 pints of blood. Arana's colleague Julia Carrillo of Love FM tells us more about how you can help.
He is A positive, that's his blood type, and he's in need of 13 pints of blood because of the fact that he's losing blood and they don't know as yet what is the cause of it. He will have to seek additional medical assistance to find out what is going on. No? What they can do is that they can go to any of the blood centers countrywide. They can make a donation of a pint of blood in the name of Armin Arana, and then they can take the deposit slip that they're given to Belize Medical Associates. If they are not in Belize City, what they can do is they can send us a WhatsApp to 651-1834, 651-1834, and send us a snap of that then we can then share with Belize Medical Associates.
And I would imagine that you guys want this blood urgently as soon as possible.
Yes, because as you know, normally they will start to give you the blood, but it needs to be replaced. And in his case, he needs a lot of it. It's not just 1 pint or 2 pints, it's a lot of it. And so we his blood fell like relatively low, so he really needs it as soon as possible.
Just A you're accepting, or A and?
We're taking, at this point, it's A positive or any of the O. Any of the O positive or O negative. Those are the main three types of blood really that they're accepting at this time. Anybody who knows Armin knows that Armin is very much well known. He's involved in a lot of things, sports, a lot of activities and things like that. So we have been getting a lot of calls from people asking how they can assist and that type of thing.
2 members of the Belize Coast Guard have completed their studies at the Mexican Naval Academy. Officer Cadets Ruby Jimenez and Anthony Aguilar earned their bachelor's degrees under an initiative between the governments of Belize and Mexico. According to the Ministry of National Defense and Border Security, Belize's security cooperation with the Mexican Navy includes information exchanges, training, and professional military education, such as that experienced by Cadets Jimenez and Aguilar. After the break, chicken prices are going up, but will you end up paying more for your favorite dish? Paul Lopez goes looking for answers. Stay with us.
Want to leave a lasting impact when you travel? Then travel locally. Make memories to treasure for a lifetime while making a difference. Make protected areas your next travel destination. With over 25 protected areas under the APAMO umbrella, the possibilities for adventure and education are endless. You can bond with friends and family while trekking through the jungles to discover natural pools and breathtaking views. Or take that snorkeling trip to the magnificent world of coral gardens and marine life. Then camp under the stars to end off that perfect day in nature. By visiting protected areas, you are helping to preserve valuable plant and animal life. You're building local communities and you're keeping our natural and cultural heritage alive. You have that power. Travel locally and make an impact. We invite you to visit a protected area near you and discover the beauty of Belize's wild places. APAMO, the voice of Belize's protected areas.
I was 17 and in love, and I thought he loved me too. But now I know that a loving partner should not take away your choice of clothes you wear or the music you listen to. He should not take away your purse, car keys, or your phone so that when your family calls, you cannot answer. If your partner is controlling you, it is domestic violence. Call 0800-A-WAY-OUT or our cell phone number, 672-9628. This message is brought to you by the National Women's Commission in collaboration with Miss Universe Belize with funding from the Engender and Spotlight Project.
Un lugar de trabajo seguro y saludable protege a usted y a los suyos en su hogar. Todos debemos implicarnos y cumplir con las medidas para prevenir el contagio del virus. En el lugar de trabajo, practique siempre hábitos seguros y saludables y mantenga los lugares de trabajo limpios y desinfectados. Adapte las condiciones y métodos de trabajo para reducir el riesgo de contagio. Utilice correctamente y en todo momento el equipo de protección personal. Si no se siente seguro, dígalo. Su seguridad y salud es la prioridad. Los trabajadores de primera línea están expuestos a un mayor riesgo y necesitan una atención especial. Coopere y apóyelos.
It takes all of us to stop the spread. A safe and healthy workplace is a better workplace.
Para obtener más información, visite www.covid19.bz. Un mensaje de la Cámara de Comercio e Industria de Belice y el Congreso Nacional de Sindicatos de Belice, en colaboración con la Organización Internacional del Trabajo.
Hello. Okay, sure, I'll be there.
Hi, Mommy. When are you coming home? I really miss you.
Hearing the voice of our loved ones can always lift our spirits and make us feel whole again. With Smart's twice as nice promotion, prepaid customers who make 5 minutes worth of national calls on Sundays can enjoy 50% off. Top double on all national calls for the rest of the day. Call your loved ones and enjoy half off all day long. Smart, bringing people together.
The only thing that Belizeans love more than a good broke-down session is chicken. Whether fried, stewed, baked, or a favorite barbecued. Chicken is an ingredient on the Belizean family's table almost daily. Now this inexpensive Belizean favorite is seeing a price increase.
I was in cabinet yesterday, but I instructed my technicians from the Ministry of Agriculture and policy analysts to meet with the owners of the feed mills, to meet with Poultry Association, and with grain producers. That meeting was held yesterday. I have been informed that the meeting went well, it was very productive. We don't expect the price to be that high forever, right? We will get over this hump.
This hump, according to Armando Cowo, manager at the Belize Poultry Association, looks like 6 cents increase on whole chickens and 16 cents increase on chicken parts. We spoke to several local food businesses that serves chicken on their menu daily.
For the day, I sell 2 buckets of chicken. 2 buckets of chicken, and the price, the same price, and not raise up yet.
Do you expect that you will raise your price?
Well, for right now, no. Right now, no.
At what point would you say, all right, I need to raise my price?
Well, maybe if you raise the next little bit more, then yes, I'll raise it.
Okay.
If you raise more, then I'll raise. But right now, I could stay with that $5 price.
When is the last time you bought chicken?
Yesterday we got chicken. For the price went
Did
up.
you notice the increase in your receipt?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, $20.
About $20 more you spent.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
$20 more for the 250 pounds, 5 crates. Yeah.
Do you feel as if a time will come when you'll have to offset that cost?
Yeah, to raise the price. Yeah, I feel so. Yes. I feel like we'll got to raise the price to maybe $6 for the chicken, for the barbecue, right? Yeah.
Do you think your customers will be affected by that? Or?
Oh, yes. So I think the sale will go down more. Yeah, we not got much sale, right? Because $6, man.
Well, the increased price really affect the business because what really happened, we have one price basically where we sell for chicken, right? And then right now our business slowed and not like we could even raise on it. So we are the business owner there where they take the loss for the raising of, not only chicken, but all the stuff they're not raising right now.
So how do you offset that cost, that chicken cost? So let's say you're spending $20 more on chicken. How do you offset that, or it's just a loss for you?
It's just a loss for me. It's just a loss because there's nothing else we can do because we need the chicken, you know, and for raise the price right now, yeah, throw back with business again. We don't got only 50% our business right now, but for we raise the price of our food, we want just throw back for we business another way, right?
So you're saying customers might not come to buy if you raise the price?
Exactly, because the customers say right now, they struggle just like everybody else.
It's a struggle that everyone is feeling in very austere times, a difficult situation for the farmers and the poor Belizeans, says Minister Mai.
It's a difficult situation for the farmers because they are gaining an extra 4 cents, 5 cents, but it's even a tougher situation for the Belizean public. During very difficult times, the price is going up. But again, it just shows you that if we were prepared before, if our 20% of soybean would have been 80% today, we would have been in a better position. That we could tell the farmers, we're not going to go too high, slow it down, right? But again, we have to understand the farmer, but also understand what the poor people are going through in this country right now.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Just ahead, seedlings for your favorite vegetables. The Ministry of Agriculture lends a hand to farmers. But first, here is the weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Office.
COVID-19 pandemic, a safe and healthy workplace is a better workplace. It reduces the risk of infecting workers and visitors. An unhealthy workplace makes problems that are common to a pandemic even worse, such as increased workloads, longer working hours, isolation, domestic violence, stress, anxiety, and depression. On the other hand, a healthy workplace protects people, allows businesses to continue operations, and keeps communities healthy. You can do your part by following these steps. Wear a mask that covers your mouth and nose. Stay at least 6 feet away from others. Wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Look out for and follow all safety instruction signs. Stay at home and away from others if you feel ill. Speak up if you do not feel safe.
It takes all of us to slow the spread. A safe and healthy workplace is a better workplace.
For more information, visit www.covid19.bz. A message from the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the National Trade Union Congress of Belize in collaboration with the International Labour Organization.
Research on the impact of COVID-19 infection on pregnant women is limited. Right now, pregnant women are at higher risk of severe illness than the general population. Pregnancy can affect the way a woman's body handles respiratory infections. If you are pregnant, protect yourself against COVID-19. Wash hands frequently using soap and water for at least 40 seconds. Use alcohol-based hand sanitizer if soap and water are not available. Cover cough or sneeze with tissue and throw used tissue in a bin. Clean and disinfect frequently touched surfaces such as doorknobs, counters, phones, and tablets. Practice physical distancing. Work from home if possible. Avoid contact with anyone who has fever, cough, and cold or flu-like symptoms. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth without first washing your hands with soap and water. If you have fever, cough, and feel extra tired, call 0800-MOH-CARE. Help keep Belize safe.
Es un hecho que puedes obtener servicios ilimitados con Smart. ¿Cansado de que se corte la línea cuando más necesitas estar conectado? Es un hecho que cuando te suscribes al plan de Smart Plus, obtienes llamadas, textos y datos ilimitados. Y también es un hecho que te puedes suscribir con un grupo de 5 miembros al plan Smart Share y hasta 40 miembros al plan Smart Enterprise para llamadas, textos y datos ilimitados. Smart tiene los verdaderos planes ilimitados. Es un hecho. Sé Smart y vive de forma Smart.
Prevenir el contagio de la COVID-19 requiere que los negocios de todos los tamaños y sectores den máxima prioridad a la seguridad y salud en el trabajo. Los gerentes y empleados deben realizar evaluaciones de riesgos para identificar áreas y procedimientos que ponen en peligro las vidas y los negocios. 6 pasos para crear un lugar de trabajo seguro y saludable. 1. Identificar posibles fuentes de transmisión de virus. 2. Determinar quién podría estar infectado y cómo podría infectarse. 3. Discutir y decidir las medidas de prevención y control. 4. Implementar, comunicar y testear medidas. 5. Asegurar que el equipamiento de protección es adecuado para cada situación. 6. Mantener registros, revisar medidas y actualizarlas cuando sea necesario.
We must all do our part to slow the spread. A safe and healthy workplace is a better workplace.
Para obtener más información, visite www.covid19.bz. Un mensaje de la Cámara de Comercio e Industria de Belice y el Congreso Nacional de Sindicatos de Belice, en colaboración con la Organización Internacional del Trabajo.
The Ministry of Agriculture, through its Central Farm facility, has embarked on a journey to provide over 100,000 vegetable seedlings to farmers affected by incessant rains, which resulted in nationwide floods in 2020. In late December, OIRSA donated high-quality seeds to Belize for distribution to farmers. Concerned that the farmers may sit on the seeds and leave them to waste, the Central Farm Research Development and Innovation Center took up the challenge to create a system to produce seedlings from the seeds for distribution. News 5's Paul Lopez has more.
Traditionally, in producing seedlings, there's a product called germinating mix that is imported and costs just about $100 to procure. Obviously, that has additional cost.
To reduce costs, Central Farm developed its own soil mix using locally available materials.
Using regular soil, which is sieved, soil and sun and humus. The soil is sieved, the sun as well, and humus, as you may know, is castings from the worm that we grow here, the California worm. In this case, we are using 2 parts of soil, 1 part of sun, and a half part of humus. We mix this together, and that is how we're replacing a commercial product, which we call the germinating mix.
This process has saved the ministry $60,000. Humus is the key component of this mix, and here at the Central Farm facility, there is an organic section filled with these California worms that digest the cow manure to create the humus. The mix is then placed in trays. Tiny holes are created in each section of the tray. A single seed is then placed in each hole. Those trays are then placed in a greenhouse where they sit until they reach a stage fit for distribution to farmers.
What we are having today is that we are distributing these seeds countrywide to farmers and to people who are doing backyard gardens. We are not fully prepared in all the districts. Each district is supposed to have a structure like this, but we don't. So that's the next step. We are having each district having a structure like this, and they can produce their own seedlings to distribute to their district people, the rural areas and to the urban areas.
How many farmers are affected and how many will benefit from this project?
I don't remember the exact numbers I know, but from this project we will have people across the country. We still have in warehouse about 80 I think more than 100,000 seeds, or more, I think 108,000 seeds we have available. And they will put that into the nurseries across the country.
The seedlings are transported across the country using a transportation box, also developed by the technical people at the Central Farm Facility. Minister of Agriculture Abelardo Mai told News 5 that the ministry also plans to begin distribution to schools, hopefully in May. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
And in what might be one of the shortest cabinet briefings ever released, Cabinet reports only 3 items from Tuesday's meeting. They reviewed an update from the union consultation team concerning fiscal adjustments. The Ministry of Health reported that over 23,000 Belizeans have been vaccinated against COVID-19, and Cabinet approved a number of bills which will be presented at Friday's sitting of the House of Representatives. No specifics were provided. Prime Minister John Briceño issued a late evening statement saying it is absolutely critical that government carry out the public service salary cuts and increment freezes. The Prime Minister described the consultations with the joint unions as full, frank, and courteous. He says his administration took a close look at every aspect of government's revenue and expenditure in preparing the 2021-2022 budget, with a view to righting the ship of state. To do this, on Friday, he will propose a 31% cut on the purchase of goods and services by the government compared to the last budget. This proposal is expected to reduce expenditure by $77 million. Furthermore, a proposal will be made to cut subsidies and transfers by 10% when compared to the last budget. This is expected to reduce expenditure by $19 million. Additionally, PM Briceño says his administration expects to negotiate substantial savings, upward of $50 million on the Superbond.
In the context of these reductions, it is wrong to regard our consultations with the unions as only about a wage adjustment. The consultations covered a lot more. It is important to explain why the discussions were wide-ranging and to explain the context in which they were held. Let me frame the challenge. Government is the largest employer in Belize. There are 15,000 public officers, including 4,000 plus employed in the education system and 4,900 in the security and border services. In 2008, when the PUP left office, the wages and pensions bill was $262 million. In 12 years, under the UDP, the wages and pensions bill skyrocketed to $677 million, an increase of 177%, or an increase of $415 million. I repeat, the government has been borrowing about $1 million per day to pay salaries, pensions, and expenses for goods and services. Last month, we were again forced to borrow $30 million to meet expenses. Earlier today, the Financial Secretary informed me that the Central Bank confirmed that after mid-April salaries are paid, the government will have insufficient monies and will be forced to borrow again to meet its obligations at the end of April. The position is critical. Public finances are on life support. The raw and unpolished truth is that we inherited a broke and plundered treasury from the UDP. After careful analysis and consultation, we remain convinced that a salary adjustment of $60 million is absolutely necessary. Additionally, we propose to continue the increment freeze, which will account for another $20 million annually.
The full speech will air immediately after this newscast. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at News 5 Live. I'm Marlene Cuellar. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands keep your social distance and stay safe. Good night.